Oh, jubilation, she loves me again. I fall on the floor and I laugh.
That was Suggs on video, and this is Suggs in real life. Good
Indeed.
to see you.
Thank
Welcome
you
to the program.
Thank you.
Now tell me, Cecilia,
Yeah.
we all know it, great song, but why did you choose from this album, which is a great album with a lot of your own songs on it, why choose to rerun a Simon & Garfunkel?
Well, in fact, the song originally, it came together a bit like one of those musicals that you see, those old 50s music. Hey, let's do a song! And the people that were in the studio all fancied doing that particular song, and it had a great energy. And it wasn't my first choice, but we had one single out, which was a cover, then I had my own single, which was called Camden Town, and then this was just the most obviously up-tempo kind of...
It is, but you've made it even more up-tempo.
I have, yeah. And, I mean, as a song to cover, you're always trying to look for something that you can add to, hopefully. I mean, I'm not saying I could add specifically to the singing of the original, but because it was just originally just on an acoustic guitar with a few spoons, maybe a washboard, so we added some bass and drums and things like that.
Don't mention spoons. We tried to avoid that throughout that programme. There's in that video though, there is still there's a hint of the old madness there. I mean, you're not quite taking Cecilia that seriously. In the original, you felt their hearts were going to break because of this girl, but in this, quite clear you don't really care.
No, that's true. That's true. I mean, I was very nervous about making a video for this song because the first thing that came to mind was a kind of Drift advert with the chiffon curtains blowing and me looking dreamily into a girl's eyes, which I've never been very comfortable with, really. And for better or for worse, that's the way I always prefer to portray myself, with a slightly tongue-in-cheek
Now, Madness, it's broken up, but it hasn't broken up.
No.
You have an annual reunion.
Institutionalised forevermore, in one way or another, yes. Yeah, we do, and they won't go away, no, and the interest
You can
in them...
fill a hall or whatever venue you choose.
Right. Yeah, in fact, the first one we did was in Finsbury Park, and that's where they wanted to do another one this summer in Finsbury Park, yeah, and the demand always seems to be there, yeah. For some reason, Madness has kind of gone into a capsule that holds a lot of joy and pain of people's teenage lives, and they like to come back and remind themselves of it.
They do, and they know all the songs.
That's
Tell me, when you first came to prominence, when these songs started to become hits, did you think at the time that in the mid-90s you would still be able to fill
Certainly not,
a concert hall or a football ground?
No, when Madness finished, which was probably about 1985 or 6 or thereabouts, I remember walking along and you couldn't have got a light for the name Madness for about 4 or 5 years, and for some peculiar reason there was a huge upsurge in interest, and it certainly came out of the blue, yeah, very much.
I've asked enough questions. I've got plenty of your fans calling and want to ask questions. Jim Stoll in Warrington in the north of England. Jim, you're lying to Suggs.
Hello, Suggs.
Hello there.
How are you doing?
I'm doing absolutely fantastically. How are you?
Good stuff. I'm not so bad.
Good.
I just wanted to know if you're doing this to further your career, because I know you do management and what have you.
Doing what to further my career?
Yeah.
This show?
No, the
Hardly.
stuff that you're doing now. Whether you wish you was back in the good old Madness days.
There's certain aspects of it I miss very much, yeah. But... I mean, hopefully the two things won't become incompatible. I mean, although we're only kind of doing one concert a year at the moment, there is talk of maybe us doing something as a collective thing next year again.
Yeah.
But, I mean, obviously everything I do is hopefully to further my career, because I don't do it to damage my career.
Well, that would be kind of illogical, Jim.
But no, I mean, I do miss that, and we're still friends, you know, and I mean, it's a double-edged sword. I mean, the thing about being a solo artist is you make your own decisions, which is the kind of good thing. You're not sitting around in arguments all the time about which shoes...
Which groups tend to do over a period of time, from the Beatles onwards.
And especially the environment you're in, because you're in a coach for 6 weeks of a tour.
It's an easy way to fall out.
And it's very easy, yeah.
It took you 8 years, though, to go solo. Why was that?
Well, to be honest, I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do. No, I was a member of Madness, that's all I was. And for a while I walked around in a daze, looking aimlessly out of the kitchen window at the faces going past, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then, in fact, I had a go at what you do, which is a lot more difficult than it seems, on the ill-fated BSB, which then got gobbled up by
Sky.
Yeah, and that was good fun, but it wasn't what I wanted to do. And slowly but surely, I kind of got back into the channel that I'm now in.
Bit of email here from Mark Piper in Nottingham in the United Kingdom. He says, I'm a DJ, and I can tell you that his version of Cecilia's gone down very well in Nottingham.
Well, hey!
A household name in Nottingham. Tell me, the songs that we all know, and we're going to play one shortly, one of the most famous ones, they always seemed there was a great sort of sense of tongue-in-cheek fun about them. Was there more than that to them?
I think there was. I think, and without being too pompous, I think that's why they still resonate today.
That's a good word, that.
It's good, isn't it?
Did you use that on These Guys? That's amazing.
I had to learn a lot of words.
Because they're resonant of the time.
Resonant of the time, very much, very much. And, I mean, so, I don't know which song you're going to play, but I was talking to someone about that the other night. Songs like Our House, which just sound like they're were actually a lament to the demise of terraced housing, which coincided with my younger life, yeah.
Why was it that this terrible thing happened? I know it was nothing to do with you, that all of a sudden these loonies in the National Front began to identify with you and the songs? Was it because of the kind of the crew cuts and the way you dressed?
A bit of that. I think, you know, there's a lot of disenchantment at that particular time amongst a lot of kids. And also, there'd been a big clamping down on football hooliganism specifically. I don't know if you remember that was completely rife at that time. And it kind of squirted all these gangs sideways, and they kind of aligned themselves to bands, and we were unfortunately one of them.
One of them. JONNE VANDERDRIFT is on the line from Amsterdam. JONNE, you're line to Suggs.
Hi, hello, how are you?
I'm absolutely marvellous, better than I was.
Okay,
5
great.
minutes ago.
Listen,
yes.
I'm a great BBC fan, especially tonight when you're sending, when you're broadcasting this Masters, U.S. Masters game.
But Suggs is not playing on the Masters, JONNE. What's the question?
Listen, the question is, would you like to together perform shortly the famous Madness Shuffle? Andrew and the guy from Madness.
I don't think I've got time to teach him, actually.
No, well, we haven't got all day, that's all right.
Oh, but you could do that.
Can you do it, JONNE?
I would love to see it. I can do it, but I'm here.
You can. Well, I tell you what, we will just imagine you doing it.
I promise you next time, if there is a next time, we'll work that one out for you.
Now that you're becoming one of these elder statesmen of British rock.
Indeed, indeed.
Robbie Williams, take that, decided to go solo. Yes. No, they're all going solo, mind you. Any advice for him, having come out of a famous group, now trying to launch a career?
Yeah, I don't know, because I think he left quite acrimoniously, didn't he? It was very different from my situation, yeah.
You're still all good mates?
We're still good friends, yeah, and in fact I was at the Brits, and I went to the toilet, and most of the take that were getting changed in the toilet, because they didn't want to be in the dressing room next to Robbie. I think that's a rather extreme measure, isn't it, lads?
Yes, that is worse than the Beatles.
That is extreme.
Robert Ryan's on the... Sorry, Robert Ryan. Want to get this other call in. On the line from London, Robert, you're line to Suggs.
Hello.
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 Hello. How likely is it for the group to get back together with a view to writing new material?
It's not unlikely. It's not unlikely. Yeah, it's likely-ish.
Likely-ish.
Likely-ish. That's not a word I used enough.
You didn't learn that on B Sky B. We've got time for one more call, I think, which is just coming up. From Antwerp in Holland. You must be pretty big in the lowlands there.
Well, this is good. I'm glad.
Danny Farkas is on. Oh, Danny.
Yes, quite.
Danny, have you got problems at home, Danny?
Yes.
All right. You ignore these problems and say a word to Suggs.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Danny.
I used to be a very good fan of you.
Oh, thank you. We'll try and pick it up again.
Well,
I used to like the song with the house in the middle of the street or something.
That's right. That's the one. Yes. Yes.
It used to be my favorite song.
Oh, thank you very much.
Why just used to be, Danny? Is it not still your favourite song?
They stopped, so I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, yes.
I didn't see it a long time because I watch MTV and, you know, it didn't come for a long time
No,
anymore.
sure. Well, hopefully you'll be seeing what I'm doing now on my own a bit, and you maybe will like that as well. If not, c'est la vie.
It's interesting. Danny, good luck with your domestic problems there.
It's the worst language to hear people having an argument in Dutch.
It certainly is. Something really bad's going on there. The videos, though, I mean, you came up just as the MTV age was beginning. And in a way, the visual impact of the group was as much as the
absolutely,
the audio.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that changed very dramatically. I mean, when Madness made their first videos, I think there was only us and Queen, probably, who were making videos. So that if you had our saxophone player swinging on a piece of string, the whole country would be in uproar the following day, which, of course, now everyone's flying around on bits of string, and there are millions of videos being made.
Are you doing many live performances now as a solo?
I haven't, no, but it was something I would like to do, and it's something I miss very much from my repertoire.
And when is the next Madness concert going to be?
It's sometime in June, in Finsbury Park. In fact, I think it's the day before the Sex Pistols get back together, so it's going to be Battle of the Granddads.
Nostalgia.
Battle of the Granddads.
Right. Well, not quite Granddads. Not yet.
Uncles.
Listen, thanks very much for being on the show. All the best with the single from this album. We want you to stay with us.
Well, I want Yuri to help this go up a few places.
Yuri's working on that metal CD right now. But we have history in the making here, and we want you to be a witness to it. At least we hope it's history in the making. Because we now go down to the atrium. But before we do, we're going to play Because You're Here.
Thank you very much.
It must be Love.
And why not indeed?